Hey everybody, this is Ari in the Air coming to you from a hotel room in Moab, Utah. Check the podcast if you want to know more about why I'm here and what I'm filming. But in the meantime, we've got something really important to talk about. Literally, it's life or death. It's really like it's at the edge of our sport. It's at the edge of our experience. And this is why we can't talk about safety in paragliding. Ready? Here we go. Okay, so why we can't talk about safety in paragliding. I'm going to speak to my own experience, which is a lot of American paragliding. Although I have paraglided all over the world, I'm going to speak specifically to my American community, and I think that it's probably true for most pilots around the world. I think that in general, we are holding the safety conversation in our sport completely and totally wrong. We are holding the conversation completely and totally wrong. We are using the wrong metaphor. And it is perfectly analogous to paragliding as it is education. We have the wrong metaphor in education. We teach our children with the wrong metaphor. We misunderstand them so obviously that we educate them in a way that does not serve them. It does not meet them where they are. It does not treat them as what they are. So we also, that's one aspect, is the wrong metaphor. The other aspect is that we are failing to let ourselves feel what needs to be felt in regards to safety. Okay, so I'm going to address both of those things. So the first thing is the wrong metaphor. So typically the wrong metaphor is mind as computer. That is that we have inputs and we have outputs, that we have knowledge and we have rules, and those two things together determine our behavior. The right metaphor is mind as ecology. The right metaphor is mind as ecology. If we want to talk about safety, we cannot talk about we cannot just talk about what people know. In American paragliding, what dominates the conversation of safety is access, and this is a abhorrent. It's not abhorrent that we are concerned with access. Of course we should be concerned with access. Of course we should try to foster a sport and a community that allows us to continue paragliding where we want to paraglide. Of course. But the myopic nature of our obsession with access, the reality that all we talk about around safety is access, it is deeply concerning. It is deeply concerning because basically what is being said around the conversation of access is, don't fuck it up for the rest of us. If you crash, then you fuck it up for me and I can't fly here. And if you crash, you fuck it up for the rest of us. And this is the most fucking selfish way to think about other people's safety. Can you imagine? Just imagine right now that someone is going to hurt themselves, and the reason that they shouldn't is so that you can paraglide. Is that really how deep your soul is? Holy shit, man. No. If you're going to hurt yourself, I want to be deeply concerned with your well-being. I want to be deeply concerned with your well-being. I want to make a case from your well-being and the well-being of me in relationship to you and me in community with you. That's where I want my argument to be heard from. Not let me impose the rules on you. Because the reality is that you can know all of the rules, you can have all of the knowledge, and you can fucking crash and die. So how does that mitigate the experts from dying in paragliding? It doesn't. It does not. This is the wrong metaphor. This is mind as computer. If you know the rules and you have the right knowledge and you've learned from the right people and you have the right skills, that's all you need to be safe, which is totally fucking bullshit. We know it. You can read books like Deep Survival by Lawrence Gonzalez, where he lays out this huge tragedy on Mount Everest where all of the best guides in the world die in 24 hours. Experts die. Professional pilots crash. It happens. These people know all of the rules. They have more skill than you'll ever have. They've taught all of the people that we have teacherly authority given to. They taught the teachers, and they still crash. So it's obvious that the safety conversation is not hitting the mark. We feel it emotionally when we are on launch and someone does something unsafe, and it gives us all of this tension in our guts. I cannot address this person. I can't tell them what to do. Exactly. The reason that you have all this tension in yourself when someone is doing something unsafe is because you have such a shallow concern that is so rooted in selfishness that it twists your fucking guts. When something is truly aligned, it will just flow right through you. When you need to approach someone because you have a very loving piece of knowledge, perspective, reminder, lesson, whatever it is, when that comes from the true place in you, that will flow free. The wrong metaphor is mind as computer. The right metaphor is mind as ecology. When I say mind as ecology, I literally mean that if you are to try to keep yourself safe as a pilot, you need to think about your skills, your currency, your knowledge, and the rules, whatever they may be. But you must also transcend and include those to include your gut health, your emotional state, your diet, your stress, your relationships, your environment, your sleep, your mood, the whole fucking thing. The entire thing that you are is not just some computer that holds skills and rules and knowledge. You're so much more than that. So if you want to address safety for yourself, you have to begin to become aware of the entirety of you. And you have to address it from that perspective. You can't just address it from some zoomed in myopic thing. This is Western medicine, essentially. This is like, oh, you're not happy with your life? Here's a Prozac. Not to mention you have like 3 decades of unresolved trauma. You have your relationships are totally falling apart. You're an alcoholic. You have a job that you hate. None of that matters. Here's a Prozac. That's essentially what we're doing here in American paragliding. We're saying, oh, you crash? Okay, don't fuck it up for the rest of us. The rules, the knowledge, the skills, that's all that matters. No. Literally, if your gut health is off, that is your second brain. So your brain is not working right. If you are so stressed out, then you are literally closed off from parts of yourself. If you have not any self-knowledge or awareness, you have parts of you that are fragmented and locked away. If we really want to talk about safety, we have to begin to see people and ourselves in a much more holistic model that actually addresses people as they are. Because if we pretend that we are dealing with mind as computer, then we will be bereft of any of the communication skills, modalities, or wisdom that would help them be more safe. Because the reality is that I got into paragliding and I quickly developed the skills. I had the knowledge. I did all of the helicopter. I could do all the helis and the fucking all the tricks, and that doesn't make me safer. That might make me even more dangerous. But until I acknowledge the emotional needs, my dietary health, the health of my relationships, the motivations I have for flying, that's where it starts in really understanding myself and really beginning to address my paragliding in a way that holistically addresses my safety. We cannot just myopically zoom in on our access and champion access when literally we are trying to support our friends, our brothers, our sisters in using paragliding as a tool for transformation and doing it safely. The myopic viewpoint of don't fuck it up for us should embarrass you. I hope it embarrasses you. We gotta fucking kill that right here. Let's nip it in the bud. Don't hurt yourself because I love you, because I care about you, because watching you get hurt hurts me. Because literally having to respond to an emergency on my training hill fucking kills me. It makes me want to paraglide less. It gives me so much stress. It's a big T trauma in my life. It hurts. I'm still dealing with the fucking crashes I've seen. I'm still dealing with that. And I don't want to say you can't crash because don't hurt me, but that's a part of it. Don't crash because don't hurt me. Don't ruin my access. I love you. I need you in my community. We are connected. It's got to be more than what it is. The access can and should be a part of it. The ambassadorship, the stewardship of our sport can and should be a part of it. But man, we got to go a lot fucking farther. The other thing is that we are literally not letting ourselves feel what needs to be felt here. There's going to be some hippie shit here. So, when someone gets cancer, when someone gets sick, especially in the New Age community, especially in a 2020 spirituality community, I find myself in these frequently. I run in these circles, maybe you can tell. When someone gets sick, we tend to say, what did you do to get sick? What is your diet like? What are your relationships like? That's definitely what I've done in the past. When someone crashes, what do we do in paragliding? You know what we do. Oh, what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? We need to break their accident down. Let us break it down and dissect it so that we can know how they fucked up in the ways that I won't fuck up. That inquiry of knowledge or situation is literally the barrier we put between ourselves and what is desiring to be felt. We are literally putting up a wall between the suffering of a fellow person, a fellow pilot, and ourselves. Basically, when we ask that, we are saying, I am not mortal. I cannot die like that. They did something I will not do. Give me the information so I don't die like they did. Newsflash, you're going to die. Newsflash, you are going to die. I'm not saying that we should throw away trying to learn from our dead buddies. I mean, come on. If I could stack up my dead friends, I'd jump off them too. But we have to go further than that. We have to let the tragedy into ourselves. We have to let the tragedy into ourselves first. Because if you don't let the tragedy into yourself first, then asking about the knowledge is just the barrier. It's the barrier that you put up between yourself and that person. There is something that needs to be mourned. There is something that needs to be learned. We're so good at doing all the learning, but we haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg on the morning. We have not let ourselves feel the people who die in our community. And that just makes us further and further and further from capable of really meeting people where they need to be met, as far as addressing their holistic well-being, their well-being as a person, as a father, as a mother, as a sister, as a brother, as a husband, as a parent, as a student, and as a teacher. We have to be able to see ourselves and each other in the entirety of what we are, which is not a noun, it is a verb. It is living and breathing and changing. How we make our decisions on any given day depends on all of it. It depends on all of it. And we've only been addressing such a small piece of it. What do you know? Who taught you? Are you P3? Are you P4? Oh, is that an E and B? Is that an E and C? Fuck. We're so zoomed in, but we still don't know shit. And no one will listen because they know it's just coming from your fucking ego. Because your inquiry is just a selfish one. Don't fuck it up for me. Don't fuck it up for the access. What a selfish inquiry. I don't want to end on a low note here. I want to inspire you. So I want to inspire you to begin to see yourself not as a fixed thing, but as a living, breathing verb, right? In Chinese, the language is even centered around this idea that this concept is like built into the language, that a tree, the word for tree is not just tree. The word for tree is treeing. It's doing, it's growing, it's living, breathing, changing. It's alive. You are not a noun, you are a verb. I am not a noun, I am a verb. I am changing all of the time. I am not static. I am fluid for sure. This is a more examined life. This is a better way to support yourself, to support your own safety. This is a better way to see yourself and your own motivations. This is literally what I'm trying to do for myself and for others. I encourage and inspire you to do that too. This is what we need in our community, is to continue evolving. We are going from matter to body, body to mind, mind to soul, and soul to spirit. We have to keep the evolution going in paragliding too. We cannot stop just at mind. We are stuck at mind. We are stuck at knowledge and skills. We have to transcend that into what people are deeply worth. If you like this channel, consider supporting it. It's paypal.me/airintheair. So grateful that you're here and that you're willing to listen to this kind of stuff. I know this is, I'm very proud of the people who can engage with this kind of stuff and who don't just type, "Your talking is really boring." I guess I got you to listen to a boring video, but yeah, I want to pass the torch on to all of the community leaders and the people who are willing to step up and grow into a new level of being that inspires people to see themselves in a new way. And this is a change that I'm trying to curate in paragliding. That is a change I'm trying to curate in the world. And I want to encourage and support and inspire the other people who are willing to make such statements, such changes in their life, such changes in the way that they see themselves, they treat themselves, how they conceptualize their own safety, and why they paraglide. This is Airy in the Air. Love you so much. I'll see you soon. It's going to be a little while. I'm out here filming a TV show, but I'll be back. Keep it lit.